started here. Jumping in with some more Grazer. Okay, we're gonna hop into a server here and get to getting on, man. Alrighty. And okay, it's raining and it's dark. But that's how it goes sometimes. Let's see what we're looking at. Alright. Alright. So, we are in the PvE servers here, guys, as you can see, just because it's a lot easier doing stuff like this in the old joint operations. So here's what we're going to look at. Um, let's say, for instance, you run out of money or you just want to be different, right? If you run out of all your gear and all your money, Handshake will actually hook you up with some very basic gear. Um, in fact, if we go look at level 1 Handshake, man, I don't remember exactly what you get, but I want to say it's a TMR with a commander with this helmet, and you'll get the CQA1, this one right here. They'll give you the CQA1 with like 2 magazines or something. It's not much, but it's something to keep you going, right? So it's really not great, but it's something. It's something at least, right? Um, Let's do a quick sort over here. What do we have going on? I don't even know. As you can see, I am kind of running a non-standard loadout, if you will, at the moment with the AK-308. Not a lot of people running the AK-308. I'm just doing it just because I thought it would be interesting to see the difference in, takedown power, stopping power, whatever you want to call it. Basically, how effective is it against enemies, right? Versus the M4. Everybody knows that in the game currently, even with the rebalance, that running 855 or 855A1, 855 by itself, right, is very lethal to both players and AI. And it's really the go-to um, for mostly everybody, really. You do have rounds like the 7.62 by 54. So that's going to be like the SVD, the Mosin, things like that. Also very effective um, against body armor there. So, excuse me, keep that in mind. There are some very effective rounds out there, other than right 855. Now, um, in looking at what I have here, I've just got M80 because that's all I have access to at the moment. So is M80. We will run some 300 now that, in fact, I don't think I really have a lot. Let's see. Sub is not good, guys. +6 on the old accuracy modifier. And look at the muzzle velocity here. Obviously, subsonic, meaning it's going slower than the sound barrier. So very slow. And if you look at this, we're running double that. So the only benefit to subsonic, like anywhere, whether it be in a game or in real life, is sound. Um, so running subsonic with a suppressor, very quiet. Running a suppressor with non-sub rounds is, I mean, yes, it does reduce your noise signature some. Still loud. I mean, still pretty loud. If you've ever heard a suppressed weapon being fired with supersonic rounds, aka normal ammunition, versus with sub rounds. So kind of sucks. I mean, it's slow moving, and yeah, you can see it's +6 there, so it's not great. I'm actually gonna end up buying this. As you can see, I don't have a ton of money here, so we may have to go out and do some loots just to keep us going here. But um, to get into running some of this non-standard stuff, like you can see, I basically just unlocked Banshee here, but you can see that we have an M700. It's freaking almost 5 grand for this M700, and this is not. I mean, it's a 308 gun, right? So it's decent, but we have access to this M80, which is just kind of standard FMJ ball ammo, right? Um, it is what it is, right? But it's 308. So, um, 7.62 by 51, guys, by the way, is 308. So kind of not exactly standard. As you can see, we can build an M700, um, but it's actually missing we don't have access currently. Oh, there it is right there to the actual firing mechanism. So this would be the actual firearm part right here. So let's see, we can actually build one. Look at that, for a lot cheaper than we can buy one. Now this is including, a cap and a scope and all that other um, nonsense. We need to pick a tinny rail there. Let's see, can we buy that? Doesn't look like we can buy that. And I doubt this has, yeah, no. Yep. So we can't even buy that yet, which is kind of why it's more expensive there. So even if we did purchase this, yeah, that's threaded too. Let's see. Yeah, we can't even buy the barrel cap there. So as you can see, we'd be a little bit left out. You can find these though very easily. Um, anyway, but back to what we're kind of talking about. Now I do have somewhere in here. Oh wait, it's probably in here. Oh, and this one. Here we go. So I do have an SVD set up, and as you can see, this shoots to 7.62 by 54. So 7.62, that's a 30 caliber. Um, and then by 54 is the length of the round there. But this one's actually really decently set up. Um, it's got the DD pistol grip. It could have a better stock on it. There are better stocks than the DD buttstock out there. The MOE with this one right here, the MOE with the butt pad on it, actually does a bit better. And as you can see, this one's not 100%. So take these .9s and send that up to the next whole number. So you're at 20 recoil control, 8 ergos, and then 6 on weapon handling. So a lot of that recoil control is actually coming from this. It's giving you an extra 5%. So you'd still be better even without that if you have just a regular old MOE stock, which you can find those. In fact, I think you can buy the MOE stock. Let's look. We have level 4 gunny, so I don't know, to be honest. I've never actually looked. I think it's the CTR. No, there it is. So the MOE. So interestingly enough, and I've never actually thought about that either, is the MOE just by itself is better than the DD buttstock with 15% recoil control. But you're at 15, 4, and 6. Let's go back and look at that real quick. Yeah, so that's interesting. Even without it, the MOE is better than the Daniel Defense. Which, I mean, you can see I've got Daniel Defense stocks on anything that I don't have. Well, not anything, but I mean, here's some nylon stocks, which are not as good. obviously. So interesting. Now you cannot find those butt pads out in the world or anything. Like they come on those MOE stocks when you get them. So currently, we'll see what comes with 0.4. There should be some more loot items out there. So we'll see how that kind of plays in. But so anyway, 308 obviously IRL is, well, it hurts, right? If if you've ever shot a 308 versus a say anything 308, whether it be AR-10 or bolt guns, anything like that. Obviously, it's a much meatier round, a much heavier hitting round um, than your 855. So let's just look real quick. We'll pull this up, and then we'll pull up this. So as you can see, this is moving a little bit faster. Now this is not standard FMJ. This is actually a armor pinning round. So we're comparing not. Let's do this. Let's go Gunny because we can buy FMJ from Gunny. So let's just take a peek real quick. Where is it here? We're moving at 880 for our FMJ, and we're moving at 838. So it's a little bit closer there. But this is a much bigger round there, as you can kind of see. The picture doesn't necessarily do it too much justice, but you can kind of tell, right? So the 5.56 millimeter is actually a 22 caliber um, round, whereas the 7.62 is a 30 caliber round. So if you didn't know this, it's actually you're not. It's illegal to hunt large game anyway with 22 caliber rounds. So that being said, in a lot of places, you are not allowed to hunt, say, like deer, for example, with 5.56 because it's considered unethical because it doesn't have enough, we'll use the term stopping power, takedown power, to humanely kill a large animal um, with one round. Whereas 308, on the other hand, is one of the most common hunting rounds out there. So take that for what it is. 308 really should have quite a bit more oomph to it, if you know what I'm saying. Um, so we're running a bunch of it. We've got an AK-308 here, basically pretty much set up like I would set up any other rifle that I would run, minus a suppressor because they are not currently available on this build, but they should be coming. Um, I think that so the devs for this game are trying to be very accurate with weapons and weapon attachments, right? So if 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 it doesn't exist in real life, it's not going to exist in this game. So one thing they were looking at is they were having issues finding, in real existence, right? In real life, excuse me, finding a direct thread suppressor or finding muzzle devices with quick disconnect threading on there for a 308 AK. Now they do exist. They've kind of been, I know from being on Discord and things, they've been kind of led down that road and going, hey, look at this. This is real stuff. So I do believe it's coming. I don't know if it's going to be in 0.4 or not, but I do know for sure a suppressor for the AK-308, especially if you go look on Discord, is a very requested item. All right. So, uh, but that's a little bit advanced, right? Talking about running straight into rifles. Now, I don't have any pistols just because I don't typically run pistols. Um, I run if we're gonna be like legit, excuse me, Just had breakfast, so I'm a little starking with some gaseous things coming out of my mouth here, you know. But if you consider like a what somebody would run legitimately, right? You're not gonna run like one magazine and then a bunch of loose rounds like out in the world. You're not gonna do that. You're gonna run 3 or 4 magazines. I mean, typically, right? If we're talking about like standard 30 round magazines, right? I mean, typically, if you think about it, you're gonna run. So what I have, not that I'm anything special or high speed or anything like that. I run one magazine in my rifle, and I will run 3 magazines on a plate carrier. All right, so that's a total of 4 magazines, which is 120 rounds. Now, that's sort of kind of what you would consider maybe a standard loadout for kind of small team covert type of deals, right? Or what some SF elements may be using. It's going to be a little bit different if you're speaking towards like ground infantry who are going to be out contacting and they're, you know what I mean? Like they may be running 5, 6, 8 magazines, you know what I mean? Because they know that, hey, we're going to be laying down suppressive fire, we're going to be doing this, we're going to be doing that. You're going to be running through ammunition, right? Only having 3 magazines to change out into is well, it's not great. So, like you might find somebody that's running 6 magazines on their plate carrier, and they maybe have 2 or 3 in their bag. You know what I mean? Just for like, hey, crap, give me a mag on my bag, right? So that's something to consider. So I don't run necessarily what you would consider to be a realistic loadout where I'm running one magazine and every time I do a mag change, right, I'm reloading that magazine. Um, maybe in the future we'll see kind of the um, like a more realistic magazine reloading when you're out in the field to where it's like kind of like a Tarkov thing where like it takes forever to load a magazine. Um, but so what I normally do is, and it doesn't really matter. The only reason I'm running 2 for the AK-308 is because they're only 20 rounds. And you, especially in busier areas like Tiger Bay or the mall or Nareth, right, where you might be engaging a bunch of dudes at one time, right? You're going to be reloading more often, especially with a 20 round magazine. So um, I don't want to have to go into my inventory every time I'm reloading to top off a magazine, and uh, that's really that's really the only reason that I do that. So um, not what you would consider real life, because we're not going to be doing that in real life, right? You're going to be running 3 or 4 magazines, and that's what you got. So maybe you will have a pistol, because I don't do that, right? Um, you know, I don't, you know what I mean? Like I'm not running secondary stuff and doing mag changes and stuff like that, and running second. Sir, why are you touching me? Why are you touching me? Yeah, go away. Go away. I don't like men. You may not have any of my things. Go away. All right. So anyway, like kind of consider that, and I don't even know if I really have any other magazines like just laying around. I don't think I do really. Let's check some bags. Oh, I do have some extra magazines down here, but I think that's it, right? So we're gonna be running some more kind of what you would consider like realistic standard loadouts, but for the game maybe fairly unstandard. So Um, first, let's get in over here to Gunny. Gunny has the M9 Beretta for us. Not, I'm a Glock guy. Like I got Glocks IRL. Um, I'm a Glock dude, not necessarily a Beretta dude. Uh, but unfortunately, we don't really have any cool stuff for Glocks at the moment because we're level one Banshee. So, however, if we were talking about level one Gunny, right, we do have access to both of these Berettas. This one simply having these fancy wood grips on them, and really no other difference there. But in looking at what you can get for the Beretta, not really anything. Excuse me. Right? We don't have the ability to like run sights, and I don't know at all actually if unless it's got a mount. Let's see. Again, because I don't mess with pistols really in the game, so we do have this grip, but other than that, no. Artisan, I think, has the Type 51 that we can get. No, maybe level 4 Artisan has the Type 51. Or maybe it's Turncoat. I don't recall. You can get the Type 51. Perhaps not at the moment, though. So, what I'm going to do is, what do we have available? So he's got some FMJ, which realistically, you're going to be running that. So we'll grab that. We'll grab, say, 2 magazines because that's fairly realistic, to be honest. And we'll run, I don't know that we need 400 rounds, but why not? It's only money. Now that should be loaded. These obviously are not. Let's just double check. That should come loaded. Yep. All right. And then let's see what else. So a shotgun. I'm not gonna spend 3 grand on an MP5 because, yeah, no. All right. So we can run like the CQ, which would be kind of like a regular old AR-15, right? Or a shotgun. So I think we get slugs. Yes. All right, and let's see what we have here. I don't even know. So that does have a bead on it. I'm curious if we can get rings. Nope, not from level 1 anyway. So we're gonna grab that. And that's probably way more than we need. But who's running shotguns? I don't even think you'd be, I mean, realistically, would you have 20 extra shells on you? I don't know that you would. I just don't think you would, right? Let's drop that actually. We don't need that. I don't know that you'd be running 20 shells. I mean, you could have they have things that mount on like the fore end or the stock that have you can slide shells into those. They have slings where you could put shells into, right? And honestly, how many are you gonna be carrying? Probably 20, right? Maybe 20. I don't know. So let's start with that. We'll start out with the basic shotgun. We're gonna run slugs. I don't know if this thing has slugs in there. Let's see. Buckshot. Okay. That's actually. Can we get buckshot? Double out buck. Look at that. I have no clue which one's gonna do better. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna get both of them. We'll do 20 rounds apiece, and we'll just see what happens. Let's get started. See what that guy's got. Anything fun in here? Archive key. Nope. So obviously these are very basic weapons here. So we're gonna start out simple to begin with.
Exfil confirmed. Raven en route to base camp.
And we're gonna go to our Charlie 2 loot run
This is
here.
Raven arriving shortly near your position. ETA 30 seconds.
So if you've not seen any of my other videos, go over to Twitch. I've got a bunch of videos over there on Twitch that kind of talk about why I think Crimson is the best faction, especially for new players, but for looting as well, because you have this epic little run right here for even level 25. You know, dudes that are in your 20s and even starting to get up into your 30s
Raven on station and ready to pick you up. Get ready, we're moving out.
still could be a pretty decent run. I mean, it really all depends on what you have access to. Um, Obviously, we've done a
We're
lot of
getting close.
looting
30 seconds.
on this account prior to actually starting our tasks. So that we sold a lot of stuff and got rep points. So we're probably on this account, we're probably a little bit further along as far as vendor levels than you may be at a level 25. I think we're 25. Yeah. You know, like we're maxed out on Handshake and Gunny already. We're maxed out on Lab Rat. So, I mean, you may not be there.
Spread out.
Alrighty, so we're gonna run the shotgun first. Now, if you've never seen this run before, this is where we're at, right? We're over here at Charlie 2, just, excuse me, west of Atlas there. And naturally, if you are, so if somebody's been here, we can see that. So I'm not gonna touch these containers, which might be bad for trying to find some AIs too, you know. I'm not seeing anyone on the map. So maybe the AI will be respawning by now. And I will tell you this too, a lot of people will hit that checkpoint there and not come down here. Yeah, so I can see a dude right there already. You can see him in between the trucks there. Yep, he's moving from right to left right there. Obviously, we're shooting buckshot here. And even even shooting slugs, like I don't think I would try to engage him at that distance with a shotgun, you know what I mean? So, and disclaimer, I'm not a shotgun user. So my play type is not geared towards shotguns. So we see that other guy back there. All right, they're onto us. So we've got 3 guys here. Oh, took him down. So that's all right. I'm actually a little bit surprised by that. I don't hear him pushing. Oh, all right, that's a problem. And this is why we struggle with. Now this would be a great time to go secondary instead of sitting here reloading. And I don't know what we put in here either. He's not down. Now he is. We heard him go down. I think we just put slugs. Okay. Oh, wow. That's helpful. These things are garbage. Look at that. 7 MOA. That's horrible. All right. So, if you guys are not familiar with this area over here, just like any of the other, yeah, look at that. So, he has no armor on either, so take that into account. But, yeah, so let's see what we can get out of here. Kit, MP7. We'll take that because we can use that later. I'm not going to take any of those. All right, we have a equipment box. Looks like a bag. And locust tents are kind of dope. 50% rain protection is pretty good there, guys. Not going to take those. Not Amp is actually a nice bag. I'm not going to take it. And then we have some ammo here. Let's see what we got. Some hollow points. Dope, we'll take it. And that's pretty much it. Now, we do have dead bodies, obviously, if you guys don't know. Like, oh, there's a guy right here somewhere. Where is he? There we go. I should have put a flashlight on my handgun just so I could see. See, there you go. Get a little drink out of it. But yeah, these guys can have money, valuables, that sort of stuff on them. Oh, you know what we didn't check is the med bag. All of these have a med bag too. You can pick up strikes here. I'm not gonna take this stuff. And you may be wondering, why am I dropping this stuff? Well, I'll tell you why. So these lower level containers have a 15-minute reset timer. And if you don't take the stuff out of it, number one, if I come up here, like I come to the area and I want to loot this, if I touch this after it's already open, that restarts the timer, right? So if we were at 14 minutes and 30 seconds on the reset timer and I go in here and touch this, we now have another 15 minutes. But if I roll up to this and I see stuff on the ground, well, I don't need to go into that container and reset that timer, right? I can see somebody's been here, they've left what they've left, and this is it. The other thing too is when you drop something in the world, it stays there for an hour, right? So all the stuff that we dropped out here is going to be here for an hour. So next time somebody comes and loots this, they'll have access to get this stuff as well. So that's why we do that. If you roll up to this and you see stuff laying on the ground around it, don't touch the container. You're just gonna reset the timer. So I'm gonna look at this guy too. I didn't even look. That's really good actually. Look at all those. Every time we hit a minus this one right here, it was a medium hit. Wow, that's impressive. Let's go find our last guy. Here he is. This dude was the furthest away. So as you can see, we're starting to lose some of our effectiveness at distance, but even so, I want to say we had to shoot this guy like 3 times as well. Yeah. So there you go. Shotguns, and these are not even the best rounds that you have to the shotgun, and we are running slug now, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's see what we get over here. Now these guys around here, remember, they're going to be either unarmored or very lightly armored. So we're not talking, you know, LAF AI here. Oh, he went down. Look at that. I don't see that guy anywhere. I don't hear him yelling either. There's only one guy here? That's pretty unusual. Now, there's pros and cons to running slugs. I don't have a flashlight, but we're just gonna push up in here and hope for the best. Wow, only one guy here? That's very unusual. Oh, nope. I heard a foot. Alright, there he was, hiding in the bush. Alright, so there's the con right there. With buckshot, right, you get some spread. So had we just barely missed that guy like that with buckshot, we may have actually hit him. So in the bed of this truck here, guys, we have another one. Let's see what we get. A better shotgun than what we have right now. Would it be fair to do that? I think so. Let's run that shotgun. We're gonna keep the one we bought though. We have an H2, not that we can do anything with it, and then a FDE rail here. We'll take it just so we can sell it. But let's check it out. So now we have a red dot. I don't think we can run the H2 on that low mount. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we can. Okay. So whether you prefer the aim point or the 503C, I think you can actually, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. So let's look. Let's see what the difference is here. So you've got just a dot there. Obviously, that's going to be a little bit easier than just running a front bead. This may have rings on it too. Doesn't have a rear ring. It doesn't have a bead either. So let's see the difference with the 503C here. Yeah, I kind of prefer that. I think also, no, it doesn't have a adjustable reticle, so you can't change that. I kind of like that better though. And we are running Sabo slugs, so penetrating slugs. I don't know though, honestly, whether yeah, I don't know whether buckshot would be the way to go. I mean, we did decent at distance, and I'm curious if there's a better buckshot than that. I mean, how double aught buck is double aught buck, right? I mean, slugs, yes, there are definitely a difference because let me unload this real quick so we can I'll show you. So if you look at a Sabo slug, it's actually a pointed tip, right? So it's kind of hard to tell there, but that's actually a pointed tip, much like a rifle round would be. You know, it's pointed versus say like this, where it's just a big old round, big old fat thing coming at you. You know what I mean? So uh, as you can tell, kind of pointed, moving a little bit faster, more accurate, right? So let's let's put that right here. Make sure we get those sabos back in there. Let's see. Yep. So black means sabo slug. What do we got? This obviously has a larger magazine tube on it as well. I don't see it. Yeah, I'm not seeing where the magazine is at. Oh, it's right here. So it's got a 7-round mag tube, whereas this one had a 4-round mag tube. So it's just got yeah, cap on it. So if you're familiar with shotguns at all, right? In the tube, there's a spring. Some of them have a rod in there. They'll limit how many rounds you can put in there. But right, all it is a tube with a spring. So if you wanted to extend it, what you do is you buy a tube instead of a cap, which you can see in the. So you can tell we do have some guys over here. Now this is going to be a little bit more difficult for us. Let's see what we got. Oh, we dropped them. All right. Oh no. Yep. So this is the struggle you get into with not having magnified optics. So I'm just gonna check real quick. All right, we're all right. I don't. All right, so he's coming from right there. We're gonna. Oop, we got a shotgun shooting at us now. Just gonna trade rounds here. I don't know where the shotgun guy is. Clear, there he is. Got one in the tube. He's down. So let's throw the buckshot up here. So we should have one Sabo round left in the chamber. So we got buckshot there. And we got a Sabo slug in the chamber. Alright. Back up here, so got it, bro. Is he in the house? I can't see him because it's dark. Definitely sounds like he's in the house. I can't see anything in this house. He's gonna smoke us. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Alright, so he took, oh wow, he took a lot. He took quite a bit. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Am I seeing that right? 8 pellets to the arm. quite a few up here to the chest. I mean, dude got jacked up. 3 pellets right to the face. Yeah, so obviously we missed him with the slug, and we are empty there. And we got one buckshot round left. All right, I don't know that there's anything in this house worth looking at. Doesn't really seem like it. So shotguns are definitely can be anyway. Um, can be effective. You saw we dropped this dude because we hit him in the face with a Sabo slug, and then you can see it exited right there, and even the exit gave him a medium bleed there. So what do you know about that? Let's go check this dude. So he's rocking a 590, which is better than this. So we might snag on that. Yeah, look at that. Ghost front, no ghost rear though. That's kind of interesting. So we'll snag on that shotgun. Let's see what he's got. So he's got some of those. We'll take those slugs. All right. Cool. So we picked up some extra shotguns. Um, I think they're all basically, this is a short barrel, right? 18 and a half. I think this is an 18 and a half. That's a 20, okay. So let's look at the MOA difference between these two. Now this one obviously is going to be in better condition. 28, so way better. Way better. Is this rifled or smooth bore? Yeah, this one obviously is probably smooth bore as well. But look at, I mean, you can just see that. I mean, oh, this is an 870 as well, so that um, may have something to do with it. But we're way more accurate with that. And I don't know about what this one is. 32 MOA, running a 20-inch M500 with the 590 20-inch barrel. Why is that, I wonder? Why is that at 28, but this one's 32 when they're running the same barrel? See, that does say 500. That says M500. That says M500. But then it says 590 up there. Yeah, I'm not tripping. That definitely says M500. Look at that, devs. We're running the same barrel here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Right here. So why is this 32 MOA on this? Is it because of that? That's why. This X Factor choke makes it more accurate. Okay. Interesting. That is interesting. So, you can see right there, guys, not all shotguns are created equal. Um, and again, I'm not a shotgun user. I'm not on here, looking at stats on shotgun parts and what's going to make the best shotgun, the most accurate shotgun, right? I don't know. But as you can see with our basic run there, uh, not bad, right? Not bad against non and lightly armored enemies. You put a hurting on them. There definitely is benefit to running buckshot over slugs. Slugs are going to have more hit to them, but buckshot just gives you that added benefit of, multiple hits there. So, curious there if we actually let's just go to Gunny real quick. See, then you get into shit like this. You know what I mean? Like you can jack some dudes up with that, no doubt. What do we got? 24. Look how long that is. 26-inch barrel. 24 MOA. I'm curious. All right, so these are 870s. So he sells 870s. Somebody sells a 590, I'm sure. I don't know who it is. It may be Banshee later on. I have no clue who sells it, to be honest with you. Let's just see what options we have. And again, this is we're maxed out here with Gunny. So let's see. We have the 26, a 23, and an 18 and a half. So the 23 is 29 MOA. The 26-inch barrel is 24 and a half MOA. And 41. So maybe don't run the 18 and a half. These are doable though here, right? So let's see, we have the choke. So the X Factor choke gives you 20% um, accuracy modifier. So in other words, it makes it way more accurate. Let's see, so what is that? So flight control double out buck is designed to provide lighter shot or tighter shot patterns and increase accuracy, making it highly effective for close range engagements. Flight control wad helps to maintain a more consistent shot spread, improving hit probability on target. And then this is our slug. So this is just says it's way more accurate. Which this is kind of backwards, right? If flight control is more accurate, would it not be a positive? That says the higher the positive number, the better. So as we know from the game, right, a negative number gives you a better penetration rating. Um, interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay, so in other words, we need to try some of the flight control boys out and see how they do. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna get rid of. Well, no, we're not. How are we gonna tell the difference between these? If they look exactly the same. Well, maybe not exactly. Interesting. Okay. All right. So let's see what all we can get. So we have the salvo rim, choke adapter, 50%. Dang. All right. All right. Let's do this. We'll take. We're not. Oh, that's a 590 anyway. Okay. Let Let's get rid of that. We're gonna sell that to Gunny because he's a 870 guy, right? 870. All right. We can modify that guy right there. So let's just try to build us out a lethal AF shoddy. So we're going to take the larger magazine. We're going to get this. I don't know what else we have. Is this for putting... Yeah, so that would go around the receiver there. And this is... Yeah, so... I don't think we need both. I think it's a one or the other deal. Right? Let's see. So that's got the quad rail. What is that? Yeah, so I don't think you need both. I think it's a one or the other, right? Yeah. Okay. So that, what do we get? Salvo rim, magazine tube, we got that. Bead, no, we don't need that thing. We're gonna run the, I don't really, yeah. Let's run the big boy there. Let's say MOE, which would be fine, which would be fine. Now, running that would just mean we'd have to use some M-lock adapters. Green. so here is that. Uh, yeah, so you would need interlock adapters on this as well. So let's check out the difference between this and this. It's numbers here. So we get better recoil control with that. All right, so let's run that. Um, so this one you can see has a pistol grip. So is there an adapter? Right here it looks like. Yep, stock adapter. So this would basically allow us to run M4 type stocks. So this is probably the best one in the game. Plus 10. Okay. So we know we can do better than that. So we're going to grab a stock adapter. We're going to grab an MOE stock. We're going to grab a torque grip. And then we're going to get, we need a buffer tube. Plus 1 recoil control. Plus 2 recoil control. So, oh, did we actually get that or no? Yeah, we did. Okay. So we're going to take this, move this stuff over here. So we're going to take this off, this off. We're going to take the whole barrel off, and we're going to take this off. And that leaves us with literally just the receiver here. So we're going to throw that on, that on. Uh-oh. All right, so here we have that shotgun built out. Yeah, looks menacing, doesn't it? So this is the 6 round. I know there's a bigger one. Let's see, where is it? So that's a 590 as well. Are we dealing with a 590 or it's a 870? 870 is what we're doing. So let's see. I think that's the only one he's got. Is a 6 round. So I'm thinking, yeah, because this is the most BA one he's got, and that's a 6 round. So I'm guessing the 590 is probably gonna be Banshee, and is gonna have a larger magazine tube. Naturally, so we have the Salvo 12 suppressor. Um, so does make it more accurate, gives us better muzzle device efficiency, handling is down, and loudness reduction. So, ooh, man, that's money. I don't really want to spend this money. That's stuff we're not going to use. But, there you have it. So we will throw on this as well, just to have it. And then we need a sight to put on there. So throw that on there since, that was free to us. All right, so let's get rid of this stuff. So we're going to carry, we'll do 12 standard double aught. And this should have no rounds in it, or maybe it has one in it. It's empty. And then we're going to get some of those flight control guys. We're just going to do 20 of those. Alright, where'd those go? Down here. We've got some rounds here, boys. Alright, let's quick sort here. I know we picked up some. Oh, here we go, down here. So we got some hollow points down here. Alright, so let's take care of those. We'll put those right there. And then we have this guy with the old MP7. What to do with that MP7? We'll hang on to it just so we can blast some dudes. Let's see. I don't even know. Is that Banshee or Turncoat? Alright, the MP7 is going to be Banshee, and we don't have anything for it. So, there we go. We'll try this thing out. We do need to get a drink and some food. I don't know why I have all this stuff. We need to get rid of some of this stuff. I'm trying to level up Banshee and Turncoat at the same time. It's a bit of a struggle for me, so we're gonna get rid of some of these FMJ rounds. Just because we honestly don't need a ton of them. We're gonna get rid of some of these because we don't need a ton of those. I don't know why we bought all those. Uh, oh, I forgot. We're gonna take that with us. Turncoat buys this stuff. Let's see what else we got in here. What is that for? All right, there we have it. We're a little bit cleaner. We're gonna take that with us. That thing is huge, dude. Oh my goodness. Look how on a 26 inch. All right, that's wow, that's huge. Look at the difference in that. Golly. All right, that's nuts. All right, we need to load this thing. What are we gonna load it with? We're gonna load it with flight control. Yep, so we still have something in the barrel or the chamber. I think it's gonna be a Sabo slug. It is a standard slug. Standard slug. All right, so we're moving out here. And here's what we're going to do. On the next, next time we're empty, we're going to transition to our secondary and run that. But yeah, I think let's do this real quick. All right, so there goes that slug we had in there. And we're not using Sabo slugs. We did not bring any of those with us, which maybe we should have. Should we have? I think, yeah, we should have. We should have, 100%. Let's go do that. So we're going to bring all four of those ammo types. Regular slug, Sabo slug, regular double aught, and then the flight control double aught. Buckshot. And see what we're working with there. I should have thought about this before we ran. And then don't forget, we also do have the MP7. I don't know what ammunition it has in it. I am not an MP7 fan. Yes, I have run the MP7 before just to test it out, and yikes. Yikes. Carry a lot of ammo is all I gotta say. Check on this box since we had to come back. Alright. So, I don't have it. We have a F ton of this double aught buck, which we don't need. Is now that's not the flight control, right? That's standard. Alright, we're gonna get rid of this. Sabo slugs right here. We're just gonna get 20. Throw those right here. Alright, we'll run. I don't know how that works. We're just going to run the regular flight control. Make sure that's all we have the ability to reload in here. Alright, so we are full. And we are not running suppressed either, which is going to give us some a little bit better stats. So you can see we're 12.25, so 12 and a quarter inch. 29%, 18%, 8%. Now we could have done better. We could have put something on there. Let's see. I don't have anything laying out, which means I probably don't have anything at all. No. We are running the old um, flashlight, but we don't have anything kind of set out for that. So we could be doing better in recoil control. Go away, please. Thank you. All right, there we go. So as you can see, we can get this DD4 grip, which gives us a lot more in the way of that. We do have the AFG2, which gives us some recoil control. Typically, I thought this gave you some arm stam. I'm a big torque guy, which we can't get at the moment. Or shift. I always call it torque. It's the shift that he sells, and yeah. So again, if we wanted to, we could run a little bit better here. Again, this is going to give us some negative weapon handling. We don't necessarily want negative weapon handling, considering we are pretty negative anyway. So um, -7 on ergo, or -5 on ergos, -7. We don't want this negative ergo. That is your arm stam drain. So we could be running another uh, 7% better here by getting this foregrip. I think we're just gonna run the AFG2 though. Oh wait, why can't we do that? It's got a thing on the bottom. Do we need an adapter for that? Bottom mid, we do, and you can't use these on an adapter. Ah, okay, that changes things. All right, so we're gonna run this in a 5. So you have to have at least a 5 to put that on there. That should then go on there. There you go. Now let's look at our stats here. 54%. And we're still in positive, even though this says like -5. -7 on weapon handling. So we're doing decent. All right, let's get back after it. Again, we're running, I think, yeah. Oh, we have flight control. All right, so we're going to run flight control first. I thought we had put the standard in there, but because it would make kind of sense, right? If you run the standard ammo and then go, okay, let's see how much better. Why don't we do that actually? Unload. Now, unfortunately, there's no way to. There's no way to unload the round out of the chamber. I wish we would add something in there so we could completely unload. Like, hey, we're gonna change this ammo. The only way to do it is to do that. As you can hear, there's somebody up there at the convoy. So we're gonna bring flight control down. We're gonna put that up. We're gonna reload. There we go. 1 in the chamber. And then we're going to load 7 in here. Or 6. I can't remember. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so 6. So we're going to move on over here. These dudes are going to be tier 2. Tier 2 guys. I'm not going to entertain these guys on the right over here at the crash site. As you can see, we do have some dudes over there. I'm not interested in messing with those guys just because there's 4 or 5 of them. We got eyes on 2 of them right now, and I don't feel like fighting those guys with a shotgun or a pistol. Don't forget, we do have our pistol here. So if we have seven rounds. Once we run out of those 7 rounds, if we are still in a hey we're fighting people situation, we will move to that secondary. So let's see. Normally there's a guy right here on this road. Not seeing him. We do see that guy though. Alright, we'll go after this guy. Uh, Now I'm not crazy enough because these dudes have rifles. I'm not gonna head on these guys, so we're gonna come around just a little bit. I pull a bit of a flanking maneuver because I'm not trying to get into a shot exchange with this guy because yeah, we're not gonna do the old Western standoff, trading shots because that sounds a little bit well not smart. Put it that way. It doesn't sound smart to me. So we're gonna ease on up over here. Keeping my eyes on the road. I haven't seen him yet. We may have passed him, but I don't think so. Oh, there he is right there. Alright, so we're at a bit of a distance. Alright. So, tube should be empty. Yep. So we got 1 in the chamber there. And that's kind of wild to me because we were right on him with our dot the entire time. So that's a little bit wild to me. I mean, look how many hits. I mean, we now this isn't going to show every little thing, but you can see. I mean, look how many hits we got him. I mean, we lit that dude up. Completely destroyed his armor here. So that's 3A. I mean, it's done. It's broken. I mean, it is straight broken. Oh, there's our log pile. While we're here, there is a buried cache right here. Check this out. There it is. Let's see what we get out of this. A chocolate bar. Ooh, tequila. I think that's tequila. Yeah, there you go. Wheatus chocolate bar. This is not as good as our Berg bar there. As you can see, 22 minus 5. 24. No hydration charge. But we're going to take this iced tea anyway. A cooling, flavorful experience that's perfect for a relaxed moment of refreshment. Absolutely what we need in our life. All right, well, there you have it. I'm pretty sure we were on that dude the entire time. And if we were not, oh, we were empty. Well, there you go. We had no more no more rounds there, boys. Fantastic. Now we do have a flashlight on this thing, don't we? Yeah, we do. Fantastic. We're gonna run back this way. I'm not gonna go to PV up here. I guess we could. Those are gonna be your level 2 guys as well. Kind of level 2, 2.5 type of dudes. Um, yeah. So we are having some server issues. Now I am in the Middle East server. So as you can see, I do have a bit of um, lag and latency going on, and that is why I'm in a high ping. So there we go. There's that guy. See him? Now, if you guys are looking for the PV house key, that dude that we just engaged, this guy right here, and then there's another dude on the roads that can tend to have that. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to let this guy go past us. We're going to go into a walk, so we're not going to aggro him, just so we can get a little bit closer to him. Because now he does not appear to be armored from where I'm at. Yes, he does have a carrier on. All right. So we're gonna straight up. All right, that took 5 hits. Make sure we didn't piss those guys off. All right, let's check this out. So I mean, we hit him. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We hit that dude from the rear. So you can see, um, so most of these he took multiple hits. And this is going to be 3A as well, guys. So not not great armor. And you can see we're not hitting him very well there. See what he's got. No keys. So just for giggles, guys, I'm gonna take his CQ and we can compare. This is gonna be loaded with FMJ, by the way, guys. So we'll compare a little bit there. So we're gonna reload this. All right. So we should have 2 rounds, 1 round left. All right. I'm just gonna get rid of it. There we go. And then when we reload from there, we're gonna go to flight control. Now I'm trying to think. The next people we're gonna run into up here is that checkpoint. I'm not trying to have six dudes shooting at us at one time, dealing with that, so we're not gonna do that. So we'll go this way. Uh, what do we want to do? Yeah, I'm trying to think of where we can go that we're not gonna run into a whole bunch of higher level AIs at one time, just so we can try to get some rounds on people. Excuse me. Yeah, just so we can put some rounds on target and have like single dudes by themselves, so we're not dealing with a bunch of guys at one time. You can take that for what it is, okay? Take that for what it is. If you can only handle one guy at a time and you're not trying to get multiple guys at one time, take that for what it is, I guess. All right, so we're gonna make our way around here towards kind of the front of Sawmill area. Um, there should be a guy on the road out there, and without aggroing too many dudes. So we'll go. We're getting heavy here, as you can see. Yeah, we're getting heavy because we're starting to carry too much crap, and we're carrying a. How heavy is this, by the way? Oh, it's not that bad. That's not that bad compared to this. I mean, this thing is loaded out too. It was a 26-inch barrel on it. That's not too bad, right? That's what, 9 pounds or so? Yeah, that's not, it'd be a little over nine, probably 10, right at 10 pounds or something like that. That's not, I mean, 10 pound weapon is heavy, don't get me wrong. Like if you've ever had to carry around, a rifle, shot, whatever, right? A long gun of some sort for any period of time, yeah, 10 pounds, I mean, that is fucking heavy. Don't get me wrong, that's heavy. When you're starting to get like when we're talking about and you're spending a lot of money to do this, right? Like um about carrying some pretty specced out weapons and you're buying lightweight stuff. All right, there's that guy. I think he's on to us. I think he's on to us. You see him over there? Now this is tactically not a good move, right? Putting him up above us is a bad day for us. But we're gonna do it just to try to go around him. We'll see. What's gonna end up happening is we're gonna go this way, and he's gonna either have heard us or turned around to go the other way. There he is, right there. So we're gonna go into a walk. Well, I hit the wrong key there. Now remember, these are flight controls. No, it's not. I lied. These are our last 6 regular double aught bucks. So I'm gonna get as close to this dude as we can, which is probably a little bit dangerous for us. Now that's close there, boys. Interesting there. Okay, we could have knifed that guy, really. Yeah, so look at that. Would you just look at it? We're going to take his money. Not going to take anything else from him. His CQ is a little bit worse off than the one we have already. Here you have it. So we got 4 rounds left. Yeah, I guess we will see if we can engage this dude just at the front of Sawmill. I don't know if 4 rounds is gonna do it for us, but we'll see what we got here. Alrighty. Okay. Alright, so we see him under the tent there. He's gonna see us right now. He's shooting at us. Oh, we got that guy. Alright, we're in a bad spot here. Go into secondary, remember? He's hurt. He's down. Not sure where we're at here. We're gonna reload this because I want more than 8 rounds. No idea what happened to the other guy. Alright, we're gonna get those flight controls in here real quick. So we'll have to inspect that guy. I don't know if we're gonna be able to without having to get in a much larger gunfight here. Alright, he's down. Alright, as we can see, that dude's aggroed too right there. So our boy went down. We hit him one time. Where is he? He's right here. There he is. Alright, let's see what we got. FMJ, 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 FMJ. So we didn't hit this dude at all with our shotgun. See that? Check this out, Mosin. We'll take that. It's kind of junky, but we'll take it. I do want to see if we can get up here. I don't know if we're going to be able to check this guy out. Because we had that dude right there that's aggro. Let's see. Yeah, we hit him one time. Just once with that double aught, and that did the deal. Alright, I'm not trying to take on Sawmill with the shotgun. So, maybe we will. I don't know. Let's see what we have. Oh, we still haven't messed with this. Alright, let's throw this on there. So let's see what we got here. Oh, so we went even less MOA. We're still not negative with weapon handling? That's outrageous to me. So this should even, I don't know why we didn't try this with the regular double aught, but this is obviously going to make us even more accurate. All right, so we're more accurate, and we're running the flight control. So, based on the description there, now we should run into a guy right there. There he is. 2 hits from a distance too, man. Wow. Now I don't know how much of that is our barrel being longer with the thing. Let's check this out. Punished him in that side there. Interesting. We'll take his bucks and give no trucks. All right. 2 rounds only with the flight control. Now I'm curious. Oof. Do we want to keep going? No. I would rather honestly take on Sawmill than take on the checkpoint over there. Kid you not would. We're getting dark. It's getting hard to see. Anyway, shotguns, man, doable. Very doable. Let's throw some hollow point in here. Hollow point's not going to be as good uh, as FMJ on pinning, by the way. So uh, hitting armored targets, we're gonna struggle a little bit with that. Why don't we do this? Let's do this real quick. I don't know what we got in here, so let's just 28 rounds. We could do something with 28 rounds. Just real quick here. Now, this thing does not have a flashlight on it, so that's going to be kind of an issue because we're starting to get, uh, excuse me, kind of this overcast thing going on. All right, we're going to move this way. So we see that dude over there by the fuel truck. I'm going to turn our headset back on. See that guy right there? He's just popped out of nowhere. A move. See what we can do with this. Hard to see. Yep, knew that was coming. Alright, we got him running up on us. Alright, I want to be able to see. We're in a bad spot here, boys. We've got one round to make something happen. No, we don't.
Gun is empty.
Swore I saw him right there. Alright, what do we want to do? Reload? Yeah, let's reload our shotgun here.
I know you here.
Alright, quit reloading. Quit reloading. Quit reloading. It won't stop reloading. Stop reloading. Alright, the animation, the thing's broken. You should be able to right click and stop whatever action you're doing. Does not work with the shotgun. I am spamming my... I'm doing that, and it would not stop loading. Alright, that's... Yep, saw that coming. Alright, we're gonna move up here. Kind of in a bad spot here. A long-ass shotgun, too, so... Alright, let's try this real quick. No space to add item. Oh, it's too long. I gotcha. Alright, so let's put that up there. That can go right there for now. Actually, why don't we do this? Put that down here. Yeah, there we go. Never actually used one of these in the game. I have shot Mausers IRL before. We're moving here. Can't see very well. I don't know where that dude went. He's over there to the left somewhere. I don't want to get too far out. Is that him right there? Well, he's down. .762 I-54 is a dropper, boys. Alright, so we still have our flight control. Now, obviously we're dealing with being in the dark, so I do want to have my shotgun here. Even though it's a long AB. Nobody? Really? Alright, you're thirsty. I get it. I get it. I prefer to not listen to you smack your lips. Oh, I don't have any drinks. Oh, somebody's in here. Where you at? There he is. What do you think? Oh, I think he's onto us. Oh, he might be onto us. I'm gonna go back this way, because there he is. Ooh! Ooh! Did you see that? That's a one-shot and down deal right there. Interesting. And we are using the flight control double-aught buck here. Now, we just saw that guy there. So I'm gonna go this way. There's a door over here. Not open. I don't want to expose myself too much here. Are we just empty? We don't have any more? Alright, we don't have any more. So we're gonna move into... What do we have? 5 rounds? Yep, 5 rounds. Alright. Yep, seen that guy over there. See if this guy got a drink on him. Got some cash. No drink though. So if I move up here, what is my next option? Nothing. We're kind of stuck, but we don't have too many options to go. Move up this way, move around the back. See if we get an angle on him. Ooh, ooh, one hit. Hey man, that flight control's got something to it. We are gonna kind of clear this area out a little bit. Oh. Yep. We got 1 round left. Oh, we don't. Alright, this is going to be our standard slugs going in. I'm going to move back here. Should be 1 more there. Alright, we are fully loaded. No, no drinks on them. Alright, so we are now using slugs. So we're going to have to be a little bit more accurate than we have been. And make sure we are actually getting rounds on the target here. Anything good in here? AK-19. this is going to make us pretty heavy. I'm going to take that just because they sell for a bit of money. And they have 855 in them. Gonna be a little bit. Oh, got a guy, got a guy. Sounds like maybe out front here. So I'm gonna go this way. Corners in here are nuts. Let's see what we got. I'm gonna put another round in here. I believe we're dealing with.
มาแม่มึงจะใส่กูสิ
Oh shit, there we go. I didn't even know we had a thing that we were doing here. Alright, so directly on our left. That's what it sounds like. Sick. That's 3 rounds need to go in here. Maybe 4. Maybe 5. So much for counting rounds, right? We do need to get something to drink. Now, I would not consider the Summel clear by any means right now. So, I'm going to only go where we know we've cleared before. And see if we can't find something. Maybe on one of these dudes. Got some cash. Nothing to drink. Yep, I got it. I hear ya. Where was that guy at? Right there? I don't even know what weapon he carries. Looks sort of decent. Office storage key. I'll take it. He's got a little ACOG on there. That's not bad. You could definitely run that. All right. See what's in here. Control. All right, we're gonna push the office. Alrighty. I hear some stuff to our left. I'm gonna get in here. This is gonna give us, I think, a little bit better defensive posture because we know that they can only come in one way. Hyper taps are good. Here you see we have that same 590 we picked up before.
มึงจะใส่
That's gonna have Sabo slugs, so we'll take that.
มาแม่
Let's see where we're at. We should 2 rounds, yeah. No drinks in here, anything? Alright. Okay.
เฮ้ยบ่ต้องยานเตาลี่ได้แล้วเขายังเป็นหมู่กันได้
I think there's an ammo crate in here. Where is it? Perhaps there is not an ammo crate in here. Thought there was. Alright, anyway. Look at that. Job complete. Heck yeah. Alright, let's work on getting our way out of here. That guy may have transitioned over here.
บ่ได้ตลอดดอก
Sounds like he's on our right. is getting to be that time on a Sunday, boys. Trying to get a drink here, so it is getting to be that time. So we are going to make our way out of here to a safe place. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see where we get. I don't want to. This is an expensive shotgun, so I really don't want to lose it. It wouldn't hurt my feelings too bad. There we go. So that kind of answers some question on shotguns. Even at a base level, man, they're decent. Um, so, I mean, uh, more decent than I imagined they would be. Um, yeah, pistol rounds are, I mean, maybe running some XP. Libra Snail obviously is pretty good. As far as that goes, but
Roger. Raven is in the air
we'll
and heading to Echo 2.
we'll jump into that a little bit and test out some um,
Raven here. I'm moving out.
you know the
ETA 30 seconds.
the different handgun rounds, 9mm rounds, right? We didn't mess with this at all yet. We'll leave all this where it's at. We're not going to get into the 19. Obviously, that's kind of a higher tiered alternative, if you will, to running an M4 setup. It's still 5.56, so um, you can set these up pretty nicely too, really. Alrighty,
Landing. Get in. Go.
and there you have it, guys.
Strap in. We're heading out.
So pretty decent. We did get a drop, a one-hit drop with the old Mosin. Don't sleep on these Mosins, man. 7.62 by 54 is lethal, dude. Lethal. These were battle rifles back in the day, man. So, again, 7.62 is a 30 caliber round. Um, so, I mean, what are we rocking? LPS here. I mean, dude, this is moving plenty fast. This is a big old round moving plenty daggone fast. Let's unload. I guess we could have just unloaded this one. There we go. If you compare these, moving plenty dang fast. All right. Now, just do a little bit of a comparison, right? Now, this is 3 extra rounds in this stack right here, but just to be fair, there you have it. Double the weight, pretty much. So this round is almost twice as heavy and moving pretty much the same speed, right? Twice as heavy, moving just as fast, tells you what? Uh, hit. It's hit, in other words, guys. It is hitting. So, not bad. If you have an SVD, you could get into that. You can find those. We're not talking about, I mean, we're gonna start basically at the lower level here, like we have been, right? And just kind of work up from there. Obviously, what we were using there was just a kind of an extreme example with that kind of kitted out shotgun we ended up with. But yeah, if you find yourself in that situation where you're running, uh, hey, I'm kind of at this point where I don't have a lot of stuff, you can get out and loot with some pretty, you know, low level kits, man. So that just goes to show it to you. We will be back a little bit later on. We're going to take a peek at those handguns. We'll look at the MP7. We'll look at the MP5. Um, we'll roll with some uh, Like we'll look at the SKS and the Mosin. We'll look at all those things, then we'll start getting into some of the higher end builds like the AK308, SVD, things like that. Those are some very, very lethal options, guys. And they may not be as modular as the M4 platform, but still very usable, very lethal. Even if you're talking PvP here and we're running 3+, 3++ armor, uh, SKS, Mosin, and the SVD are gonna crack, dude. So we're gonna get into that here in a few hours, guys. We'll be back checking those things out. Do us a favor, do yourself a favor, hit us with the old likes, subscribes. Get in the comments here. Let us know what you think of this content. What would you like to see in some future content? And don't forget, we'll freaking see you later.